How to say let's go in Spanish. And no, it's not vamos. Hola amigos, soy Ana y qué gusto tenerlos aquí en Spanish 55. As a language teacher, I see my students trying their best to sound natural in Spanish, but sometimes they translate expressions straight from English. And bueno, that doesn't always work. But here's the good news. Spanish is a global language. It has so many beautiful variations. And today, I'm going to show you some super useful expressions that Spanish speakers actually use for saying, let's go, come on, or even, oh man. So whether you're practicing with friends, traveling to Spanish-speaking country, or just expanding your skills, you'll have the perfect phrase for the moment. Ready? ¿Listos? Pues vámonos. All right, let's get started with let's go. You might be used to saying vamos or vamos ya, but there are a couple of alternatives depending on where you are. In Spain, you'll hear people saying vale, venga, which is kind of like saying, okay, let's go, or all right, let's do this, a very friendly way. It's a casual, on-beat expression that makes you sound super natural. In Latin America, you'll also hear vámonos, which is a bit more informal, commonly used where you're actually living somewhere. Think of it as a more colloquial version of let's go. Now, let's talk about come on, but not in the way you might be used to. I've heard many students saying vamos when they mean come on, but that can sound a little off. Instead, you'll hear vámonos or even órale in Mexico, which can express excitement or encouragement, like saying, come on, wow, or let's go, depending on the context. So it's super versatile. Now, if you're going for a more negative tone in come on and come on, you might hear ay, por favor, or venga, ya in Spain. These are perfect when you're expressing frustration or disbelief, like when someone is taking forever to do something, or when something seems a little bit too much. Now, for those moments when you're really feeling it, when something goes wrong or it's just a little too much, in Mexico, you'll hear, qué mala onda. This is like saying, what a bummer, or that's a shame. If something disappointing happens, this is the perfect phrase to show your sympathy. In Argentina and Uruguay, you'll hear, qué bajón. This is another expression for disappointment, like when you get bad news or something doesn't go your way. It's pretty common in the Argentine slang. By the way, we have a video on Argentine slang, so if you're interested, the link would be in the description box. So now you've got a whole repertoire of expressions from all over the Spanish-speaking world to sound natural and confident. Remember, most of these phrases are pretty casual, so don't use them in a formal setting. And if you want to dive deeper into Spanish like a native, check out Spanish 55, where you can find personalized one-on-one lessons that can help you sound just like a local, no matter where you are. And don't forget to tune into the Conquering Spanish podcast. There, you'll hear real stories from people just like you, who learned Spanish and changed their lives. You'll get some great tips, laughs, and motivation to keep going on your language learning journey. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you learned some new and exciting ways to say, let's go, come on, and oh man in Spanish. Nos vemos en el próximo video. Adiós.